As of recording, there are 120 songs so far in 2024. And let's just start at the beginning. Because well, in the first very week of this year, we were presented by a very well-known artist on NCS with a beautiful comeback. And just a gritty hard banger. That's right, John Watt just completely started the year what no other song ever did on the label. It was completely out of the blue with just how crazy it sounded. We all expected a drum and bass song when it was announced because he said so, but it was so hard. Well, I couldn't imagine John would make something like that. It was just a great start to the whole year. And well, it's a very cool fun fact, but since 2021 or 2020, every beginning song of the year and end song of the year has a 10 out of 10 for me. So that's pretty interesting. But not only that, that week was not just crazy because of John Watt. You all know why I loved first week of 2024. Sunrise from More Plastic Halverson just was completely something I have never expected from More Plastic. Halverson always brings joy to my face, and More Plastic always makes my bass face just crazy. But this time they just surprised us with a completely different vibe. Upbeat, still sort of hard in the gritty bass background, and especially that switch up in the drum step drop was so nice with some rock elements here and there, and the vocals from Halverson were just so nice. And the second release of this year was also a 10 out of 10. Just so crazy to think about. 2 10 out of 10s back to back. That's well pretty rare for me. But not too rare. But 1 week later we got the release we all wanted from 2 big returning artists. You all know which song I'm talking about, and one artist in particular just made the song, I think, finished. And I never thought he would make that genre. Well, let's play what I wanted to let you guys know. Lost Sky, Angel Playa and Chris Linton, Unbreakable. For me, one of the best releases this year, and yes, when it came out I gave it a 8.1 or something, 8.0. But it well grew on me up until a 8.5 when I made the big ranking NCS video, and I think I can fairly say it grew on me again. But Angel Playa made something completely different than just drift funk. It was so interesting to hear, and just to see Lost Sky back with Chris. It was a duo I have loved since Fearless Part 2, and they never really collaborated on NCS again. Well, just they didn't. Outside I don't know, but it was so good to hear that voice from Chris again. He just has a voice when he sings that's just different from his talking voice. It's so interesting, and his voice gives so much nostalgia. And that song in particular was just crazy and just maybe a little bit simple, but still fucking awesome. And now I need to address something. There are sometimes releases that get released that are well nice to hear when you hear it the first time. But how longer they are released, just something switches and you think, well, this song is really great. And I had that with one song really in particular this year, in the beginning of the year. Well, I will let you guys know what I'm talking about. Intro Never Let You Down was just at the beginning a fairly nice drum and bass song. Nice vocals here and there, I believe from Itro himself, I don't know really. But the melody was nice, the trumpet added was nice, and just, yeah, a nice melody that stuck in my head. But well, a few months later that song just grew on me and it took my interest in a different way than most songs that came out this year yet. It just, well, I completely came in love with it. Never really told it to you guys, but I really love how the song was put together. The sounds, the vocals, the melody, everything just fits together so freaking well. But not only that, just 2 releases later, I was caught again. By Mania, Tom Wiggly and Lottie Jones, Calling Out Your Name. The song itself is pretty well nice, but just Lottie Jones' her vocals are interesting for me. They really give me the Fat Rat vibes when, for example, Laura Brame is how you pronounce her, right? When she sings the vocals. But Lottie really gave that back to me again, that feeling what only Laura can give. That's just a small, really small touch that I really wanted to share. But oh boy, February just came with some fucking awesome songs that just blow out of the roof and are just so unique still to this day, with all releases counted up until this day. But well, this is what I mean. Throne is so cool. Why? Just the, well, melody in the beginning is, oh well, interesting. A dark vibe, interesting, oh, I want to hear more. Second drop gives us more, but gets a little bit better, a little bit more powerful at the end. But when the second verse came, or the second bridge, or whatever you want to call it, for the third drop, it was nice and calming, but the third drop came out of nowhere and just blew me away. It was so nice, and well, there's one uncredited artist right here. Papa Khan made the vocals. Wow! His voice is better than his melodies! Joke, I know. But yeah, Throne was something on a completely different level. Just the whole vocal vibe, the whole melody vibe put together, and it gives us a really interesting but a cool, awesome journey. And then the Red Circle came back. Just Romeo and Juliet. From Sad Boys and Mano. Well, I wanted the Red Circle since Kadak. We didn't get it, even not with Dracula or whatever when Drumstep got released last year. But Romeo and Juliet just, well, it was announced, we all hoped for the Red Circle, and it came. We all were so excited. Are we? And Pixelated, you are excited about this song, are you? I know he loves it, and I know I love it, and I first thought, vocals, do they fit? Do they fit the melody? But yeah, they do. The whole rocky vibe, the whole drumstep vibe put together, you get this, Romeo and Juliet. It also gave me old rock vibe from 2011 and 2012, from those old promotions. The vocals felt the same, and that gave me really some nostalgic vibes. That's really awesome as well. But then, 2 artists in particular came back under one alias, and you all know what I'm talking about, so let's just roll the song. Move your body. And it did move my body. Third Prototype came back after Evolution, and I was so excited. I was excited for Future Bounce, Bass House, Future House, whatever. But they came back with techno. And at first I thought, oh shoot, this is not my type of release. But it was. Just a nice freaking comeback. And then Women's Week rolled around. Well, with just amazing artists coming back and one artist debuting, well, two, they just made something that really combines Outlander with Bababyeee. Natty Lou Galactic featured Sabotage. Well, that melody was teased and I thought, ooh, okay, nice, but when it was released, oh boy, this was something completely out of the box. You recognize the melody, sort of, you recognize the vibe, the style, but still, the first drop, hard, powerful, intimidating, and just the typical vocals, they were nice. And the second drop, well, you can go hard on that one, but that week came with another big surprise.
It's Karma!
Karma. How? I don't know, but I thought, well, it's gonna be a boring pop song again, here we go, but it wasn't at all. At first, you hear the intro, okay, but then that rock drop. Oh my god, I can still remember my reaction and I was so baffled. It was something completely out of the blue and they really paid it off so well. I don't really come back to the song that much, but still I gave it a 10 out of 10, a very well deserved rating. But March still didn't stop there with fucking awesome releases. We have, well, and just roll the song, man. Fell for a Demon from our Roy and Linker. Wow. Medishu is the uncredited artist but didn't want to get the credits for her vocals, but well, freaking great job from her. Roy and Linker made just 3 unbelievably blah 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 marvelous, wow, out of the blue drops. The first one, really melodic, and I love it from just the style Roy can give. But the tear out drop, OMG, how can you make something so harsh, so powerful, and so unbelievably aggressive that it still sounds great? I don't have a clue, but they did it freaking right. And the third drop just combined the two first drops into one and just go hard on it because wow, second best song of the freaking year so far. But another 10 out of 10 didn't took that long to roll around. Our Max Braun came back with just AI. What do I have to say? You know I love it. It's new beat or mid-tempo if you wanna call it like that. It was aggressive. And I know it sounds like cyberpunk, but also it doesn't. It really feels more different, more aggressive, more powerful, more interesting, and not so boring. Cyberpunk wasn't boring, but if you compare it to AI, cyberpunk is just a fly besides an elephant. And we are even not done yet, because well, midway this year was so nice. Midway from, I mean, January up until now. We have just another 10 out of 10. Tetsuno Shin, Lost My Love, almost got cancelled. I would have been so sad. Just that the beautiful bell sound in the beginning before the drop is so nostalgic. Well, it gives me so many memories back from my childhood, and I'm only 19. I almost called myself 18, but I'm already 19. Oh my god. But just how Tetsuno Shin made the melody, wow. How? The overall normal drops, just the drops were nice, but those bells, those sounds in particular, are the ones for me. And then something just came out of nowhere once again. Along Your Way. That song from Dust of Apollon and Palachrome. I expected a sort of trappy vibe, future bass, but then we heard drum and bass in the tease before it got released. I was not so excited, but when the few first seconds of the song were playing, I got so emotionally hit for some reason. And later I knew there was just a flavor of Phantom Sage in that song, and you can just hear it by the few first seconds. The way the melody is played out, the way the vocals are used in that song, really reminds me of Phantom. And it's so sad he quit making music, EDM music, but came back a few years ago, but didn't got any releases on NCS still. We all hope for a return, and this one really got my hopes even further. But just the whole song was just so hopeful. I love it. We all know pop can be very generic. We all know garage can be very generic. But what if you combine them to make a song? Stars in the Sky from Bababyeee. My god, that song, vocal wise, is so unbelievably beautiful. The melody really fits as well, but the vocal performance really deserves a note in this video. Wow, I know some hate it, but I know some love it. And I belong to that second group. It's so beautiful. Garage and pop together can make that of a banger. Wow. And later that month, something ended. For some a relief, and for some it was sad it came to an end. I mean Broken String LP. It was a nice LP from Clarks and Shia, and you know I love it, so I don't need to address it any more longer, but especially the Broken String song itself, a very atmospheric release. Calming in the beginning, has a powerful but really calming melody. Courageous, is that how you pronounce it? I don't know. And it gives me so much beliefs, so much memories, but the second drop just doubles that or triples it by just a powerful, emotionally hit drop. It was a really nice release to end off, or to begin, how you want to call it, the LP. We had Stars in the Sky, but we had one more. Will You Come from Palm Skies and Dean. It's just a wow song. Future bass combined it with pop. It brought me back to so many older songs on NCS, and that felt so good. You just heard the resembling future bass sounds that brought us back all the way to that good old time with just future bass, trap, dubstep, the house era. It was also nice, and that song just brought us back to it. But not only that, the vocals were so nice and so meaningful. I can relate to it, so that made it even more emotional. Oh, and I can't forget a clashy one. Sound Clash. Really hard. I did a review with Jinja. It was so nice. It has to be mentioned here. Almost at the end, and it just keeps getting better. Like a comet in the sky. Skybreak and Keepsake. Keepsake came back under another alias with some beautiful vocals here. Skybreak had a beautiful debut with Comet, and you all know my reaction to it. That first drop was nice, but the post drops in this song are so hopeful. They have some courage, some power, some energy, some emotionally parts. It's all so amazing. Songs that just are so good that they are almost not comparable to others. There are just four or five songs this year that stand out all above the others. And Comet is one of them. Fell for a Demon is one of them. And you all know what the next one will be, but we are not there yet. Just the length of the song is also so nice. Not too short and, well, long enough to just have the journey inside of your heart. It was such a nice song. But Skybreak was not the only Monster Cat artist that debuted on the label. Pushing on. Well, that last drop, that took me by surprise. The first one was nice, but the second one, wow, that one was completely just wow. Overall, a pretty great track. The second drop just has to be mentioned here, if you like dubstep or rhythm. One release later, something happened. Coven came back under the alias Zuchi and Venko. Underrated featured Sonny Lucas. It was just so nice that we knew Coven was back. That just made a smile on my face, and the whole song made a smile on my face, but also it was a really emotionally song. Just the vocals, the chill but well thought melody. It feels really small, and the song is so well written, well made, that the melody can make you feel small in this whole big of a world we have nowadays. And it sort of can give you vibes that you are underrated. But don't forget, the right time will come. Youth in Circles and Luvian debuted with Say We Can Fly but uncredited with the song The Right Time. Wow, I am still so unbelievably hit, so emotionally hit, so baffled by this release. It just took the spot of the best NCS release ever. It took the throne from Overcome. It took even the throne from my best song ever outside of EDM. How? Well, the song came at the right time. I can't explain it right now, but it had something to do with private things, and that song woke me up. And I wanted some things to be happening after that song came out, and I wanted to tell people how I felt about some things, and eventually I did. So that song also rescued me from a, well, somewhat darker time, but I'm okay. I was not, well, depressed or something, but some things were bothering me, and that song wake me up. Besides the emotional part, just the melody itself, it's so well made. It's so unbelievable for me still, after, well, more than a month. And every time I hear the first sounds, the first vocals, I am completely drawn into the song. And I am just away from the world. And I don't feel underrated anymore. I feel, well, loved by my people beside me, by my family, by my friends, by just you all. You make me so happy that I can make those types of videos, the reviews, the rankings, just talking videos, and you watch them, you comment them, you like them, you even maybe share them. You make my life. NCS makes my life, my friends make my life, my family make my life, but YouTube also does. And I'm so happy that I can share my thoughts, my opinions in English without too many mistakes and just do it what I want. Thank you so much for that. And to speak of nostalgia, one song gave us that even more. Genji and Johnning came back together after 10 years. That's almost half of my age. I am 19. Wow. Some of you aren't even 10. Okay, so no, yeah. Oh, that's what song. When we knew Commercial House, Progressive House, how you wanna call it, came back, we were all so happy. And when it came, when the drop played, I was so hopeful, I was so nostalgic. And yes, to hear Jobbing again in-house was also so nice. But just to see that duo, what do I have to say more? You all know why this song is maybe overloved, but well deserved in my opinion. We're almost at the end, but then a song came out. And even made me feel even better. The Right Time begun with that, started the first steps, and one song ended it all. Just said something to me, and I completely agreed with it. Taking it slow. That future bass, melodic dubstep even, we don't know, I don't know. That genre came back, and that melody, it was simple, but I wanted it. And the vocals were again the factor, the elements, the part that really took my interest. It took my eye. I listened to it, and I agreed with what she was singing. Taking it slow. Don't do it too fast. There will be a right time. And maybe, yes, a wrong time. But just take it slow. And one last thing happened this year before we end things off. Overdose. From KDH and Andrew A. Two, well, pretty good artists that are fairly new on the label came back together and made a, well, really good Future Bounce. We all love Future Bounce, and it was gone for, well, more than half a year. King of the Hill was the last one. And to get a genre back that NCS was made of before in 16, 17, 18, when Future Bounce was just dominating the whole label. To finally get it back again, it felt just nice. We can't forget that one. We can't forget Overdose. And we get even more from that song. So maybe we will come back to that at the end of the year when I make a part 2. Because it will get a vet, it will get a KDH edit, it will get a Tetsuno Shin remix. But we are at the end. We made it to Let's Love You Anyway. Those are all the highlights for me this year. And I hope there are a few more to come. I know there are a few to come because, well, maybe Game Time gets his VIP on the label. But we all know one more that really will be cool to have. Retrovision will be back after more than 5 years with Puzzle Edit from 2024. And I want to hear it, but we still have to wait, well, less than 10 days at the time of recording. But it was a really fun video to make, and I hope you just even listened. You don't have to watch, you can listen because, well, it was a podcast sort. If you want to hear a part 2? Let me know in the comments, and at the end of the year, I will make one. This was it for today, and have a nice rest of the day. Bababyeee! And remember, there's always a right time.